What do you think salons need to be doing right now?
Two things that they need to be focused on, and that is their relationships and their cash flow. Now's the time to really foster your relationships with your team, with your clients, with your community, with neighboring businesses. You know, this, like, I remember when I owned Hype, we were always like, oh, we need to, like, you know, go talk to that yoga studio, or we need to do this. And, you know, it always felt like, you know, you'd make that first contact, but then who was going to pick up the pieces to keep the relationship going because everyone was so busy. So, you know, now's the time that you can start making some of these strategic alliances in your community for when you do reopen. And then the second is cash flow. And actually, because we're here at my, you know, this is off-grid property, we have to collect water from the rain.
Oh.
And so when we first bought the property, it was already past the rainy season, believe it or not, in Vancouver. We do have a, like, lull in a rainy season.
Yeah.
And so we had no water, right? And so we had to decide, we had to last here all summer with, like, not very much water. And so what did we do? We assessed how much water we had first. And then we did a water budget. We found out, like, how much does it take to have a shower? How much does it take to wash the dishes?
I love it.
Wow.
And then we were like, okay, so this is how much we have. If we were to continue living normally, like normal water usage, we would last a month. But we reduced, you know, instead it was like the quick get wet, shut the water off, soap up, you know, some little changes that we did to make us last. We lasted the entire summer. We still had water to spare.
I do that with ice cream. That you know, I have to make sure it lasts the rest of the week.
You ration out your ice cream. I love it. So that's what salons need to do with their cash right now, is they need to, first and foremost, they need to know where they are exactly. They need to have one area where they have all of their expenses, all of their debts, all of the payments that are coming out. And then they need to start looking ahead. Now, if my husband and I didn't do that and we didn't even think about it, a month later, we would have been like, crap, we have nowhere to live and we have no water. Like, how do you live without water? It's like, it's not that cool, right?
No.
And so, and you know, and that's where salons are at with their cash. Like, if you don't look at it, then you can't do anything to change it. And so if you do look at it, then you can make all these little tiny changes that don't change your life that much, but can make you sustain way longer. And so right now we need to just try to sustain as long as we can, because if we had a date, we could figure out exactly the numbers, but we don't have a date. So we just have to go lean. We have to go lean, right? And it's like getting the last 5 pounds at the gym, right? It's like when you're working off the, you know, the beginning part of the weight, it kind of sheds off and then you're going to get stuck. And it's the same thing with your finances now is, yeah, you've asked your landlord to cut your rent. Yeah, you've asked a few things, but now go through it again, and try to go lean. And we need to shed every little pound that is not essential right now. And so we're conserving that cash flow as long as possible until we open up again.